Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your day. I'm Diego Castro. Senate President Mig Zubiri has signed the final corrected copy of the Maharlika Investment Fund Bill. Witnesses to the signing were Senator Francis Tolentino, Senate Secretary Renato Bantug, and Ambassador Jose Manuel Romualdez. Zubiri noted that the corrections to the proposal were thoroughly discussed within the Viber group of the majority bloc. The Makabayan bloc questioned how it was possible for the discussions to have taken place only on Viber. They said this is considered a mockery of the constitutional requirement for transparency and disregarding the process of approving a bill. There are no specific details yet on which parts of the proposed measure were amended by the Senate majority bloc. For economist J.C. Punong-Bayan, the MIF bill should be thoroughly studied first before finalizing it. For now, the bill will be brought to the House of Representatives for Speaker Martin Romualdez's signature before being forwarded to Malacanang for President Bongbong Marcos to sign and become a law.
Best to veto or withdraw the bill entirely, and above anything else, the public must also be invited to discuss and scrutinize the proposal. After all, the public funds are at stake, so the public must be involved.
A public hearing on petitions to increase minimum wages in Metro Manila was held on Wednesday. Currently, the daily minimum wage in NCR is only at 570 pesos. Three workers' groups are looking to increase the amount to up to 1,160 pesos. The employers responded, claiming that they are also victims. They added that they have not fully recovered from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the Wage Board, deliberations on the petitions will take place next week. If the workers' petition is not granted, they can reapply after a year's time. However, if there are supervening events like a spike in the prices of goods, the Wage Board can review the petition again even before 1 year has passed.
Hopefully, by that time we'll come up with a decision. Oppositions pa rin from several sectors, and we have to consider that. But of course, as in the past wage orders, may mga exemptions naman kami, may mga safety nets for those who cannot afford the increase. We have to balance. Hindi ho madali rin sa amin.
The PNP refutes allegations about former Bucor Chief Gerald Bantag's police connections. The PNP Public Information Office said Bantag, who was never even a policeman, is not being protected. It added that the PNP will arrest any individual who has violated the law, irrespective of rank or stature. Earlier this week, Justice spokesperson Miko Clavano alleged that Bantag has been getting tips to elude arrest. Bantag and his deputy Ricardo Zulueta are wanted for the murders of Percy Lapid and inmate June Villamor. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Diego Castro. Senate committees have started their inquiry into the series of flight troubles that have been reported recently. Affected passengers were invited to share their experiences in dealing with these flight delays and cancellations. But aside from these horror stories from passengers, Tourism Panel Chairperson Nancy Binay was also worried about how this cast the Philippines in a bad light.
Baka yung inaasahan nating repeat tourist, baka di na bumalik at markahan ng bad review ang Pilipinas dahil sa di magandang experience.
Other passengers like political analyst Antonio Contreras also questioned how airlines decide on who to offload. Contreras said his flight got bumped 2 days from its original schedule without proper notice. He said talking to chatbots over his flight trouble only made matters worse.
Now, ang sikuluhiyan ng isang Pilipino, pag nasa ka-crisis ka, kailangan mo ng kausap. Kailangan mo ng taong makakarant ka, makakareklamo ka. Minsan nga, sapat na yun eh. Minsan hindi ba kahit, o sige, madidelay ka, pero naihinga mo. Eh, paano maihinga sa makina?
As for Cebu Pacific, the airline has apologized to its passengers. The budget carrier said they are doing their best to compensate affected travelers. The company did not directly answer how they decide on offloading matters, but they said they prioritize vulnerable groups when it comes to rebooking.
Nagbibigay na po kami ng round-trip travel voucher if we cancel the flight 72 hours ahead of time. We're very cognizant that this is really an inconvenience to our passengers because if we had informed them substantially much earlier, the chances are mas mataas po yung chance na makapagpagawa ng alternative travel plans. For that, we are truly sorry.
Senators also grilled the Civil Aeronautics Board for failing to regulate overbookings. In their defense, the agency said they've imposed monetary sanctions against airlines in the past. For now, CAB says it will talk to airlines about scrapping the expiration for travel funds. This is to allow passengers to easily convert unused tickets into travel funds in case their flights get canceled. At least 8 international flights of Philippine Airlines from NAIA were canceled on Wednesday. These were flights to Canton, Hong Kong, Kansai, Singapore, Bangkok, Guam, Narita, and Fukuoka. PAL said passengers were accommodated on the next available flights, while some were rerouted or refunded. The flag carrier explained that several aircraft had to undergo maintenance due to supply chain delays and technical issues. Global pop star Taylor Swift is apparently skipping Manila for her Eras World Tour. Taylor announced new dates for her 2024 international tour, but sadly, the Philippines isn't included in the lineup. Swift's Pinoy fans expressed their dismay on social media, with some now preparing to secure tickets to watch her perform live elsewhere. Singapore is the only Southeast Asian stop of the Eras World Tour so far. And that's it for this hour. Join us again at 7:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I am Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.